ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajo. So we started a series of discussions this weekend, and really, we bit off really more than we could chew. I don't think that we can cover everything that we have to cover, but we have to get to the point of the discussion, right? So we started with a discussion concerning hope. Because really, even though we framed it in the discussion of hopelessness, what we're talking about is hope. Hope is something as necessary for the human being as food or water or love. You take hope away from a human being, and really, human beings, they do better without food or water than they do without hope. And we started our discussion talking about hopelessness in the mercy of Allah. And we started there because I personally feel that a lot of us suffer from this type of hopelessness, and it's one of the big obstacles to our growth and to our spiritual development, to have it somewhere tucked in the back of our mind that Allah doesn't love us or is angry with us or would withhold His mercy from us. And what that attitude does to us is sap us of our ability to change and to grow and to develop in a healthy fashion. And I think I've used this example here at this center before. Most of us have the relationship with Allah that a thief does with the police. Yani, thief, even when he's not stealing, he's just driving on the road, he's afraid of police. He hasn't stolen anything. There's no stolen goods in the car. But if the cops get behind him, he's going to get nervous. Oh, it's the cops. Why? Because he knows the cops don't like him. He's a thief. Right? And a lot of us have built that relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so just to remind you of this, because it is an illness that we face and it is something that's stopping us from growing spiritually, we should remind ourselves the mercy of Allah prevails over His wrath. Yani, He loves us. And if you need to be convinced of His love for you, then you need only to sit down and lay down in your bed at night before you go to bed and just consider to yourself and count the many blessings that He's given you in your life. Because you didn't get these things. Your health, your good looks, your wealth, your family. You didn't make these things. Allah gave them to you. And these are all blessings of Allah and signs of Allah's affection to you. And when you look out and you see that other people, non-Muslims, have those things too, then know that Allah loves them also. Because like sometimes we want to be like, well, Allah loves me but not them. And like that's the only way we can feel loved, right? I'm a Muslim, I'm Shi'i of Ahl Bayt, so Allah loves me because He doesn't love them. We got to create that type of juxtaposition in order to feel that we're loved, right? We're special. No, Allah loves them too. So, this is one thing that we mentioned. Hopelessness in the mercy of Allah. It's one of the great things that's holding us back from growing, from developing spiritually. What we need to do is the same way that right now we're daily reminding ourselves that Allah doesn't love us and is angry with us, and that every day we remind ourselves of how bad we are and how terrible we are and how much Allah's not going to forgive us. Begin reminding ourselves every day, instead of that, about how much Allah loves us, and recall to mind about all the blessings that He's given us and all the kindnesses that He's done to us. And this is a starting point to begin to grow and develop spiritually and to get some lizzat from this religion. To get some pleasure from this religion. We talked about hopelessness in ourselves. And this is maybe more dangerous than hopelessness in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We've become hopeless in ourselves. We don't think we can do anything. You come and you tell people, look, let's organize politically so that we can affect the political situation, even just in our area. They're going to come and say, it'll never happen. We don't have the money. We don't have the unity. We don't have the voting bloc. We don't have the leadership. Okay, so where are you going to get it from? We're hopeless to achieve anything or do anything. And as a result, because we're hopeless in ourselves, ambition. I'm be honest with you, because we don't have none. So I already told you you're hopeless, got no ambition. Really? Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, he says, the best ambition is the highest one. Yani when you give sadaqah, don't give sadaqah with the niyat that I'm going to help this one poor person. Give that sadaqah with that niyat that, Ya Allah, I'm going to tear out the roots of poverty around the world with this dollar that I'm giving. Yani boland himmati dashte bashin. Gotta have a big ambition in life. Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam, he has a beautiful thing. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. My brother brought me this big cup of tea and I told him 2 sugars because I thought it was going to be like one of those small cups of tea. I'm a very bitter person. I need a way more sugar than that. Khair. Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam. Imam Sadiq said, if a person's ambition is only in what he can eat, then his value is what comes out of him. The kids can answer that one. What comes out of you when you eat? Huh? If your ambition is just in what you can eat, and in hadith and Quran, when they talk about just what you can eat, what they're talking about is dunya. Yani dunya. If your ambition is just yani dunya, and we don't have a problem with a dunyavi ambition. That's one thing I try to beat down everywhere I go, because some way, somehow, we got it in our mind that mu'min should be broke and drive a rusty Corolla and live in a broken down house and wear clothes from the Salvation Army. And I wear clothes from the Salvation Army, by the way, but I only shop at the Salvation Army in rich neighborhood. You get some good quality stuff, man. Name brand stuff, $2-3 for like name brand jeans. And they're new, because rich people, they throw it out, they ain't even worn it, they done put it out. Send it to Salvation. Hey, send it for Nooruddin. But we have this idea, we got this idea in our head that mu'min should be badbacht and bichare and be sawad. So we're against that. Dunyavi ambition is very good. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make a good living and having a nice house and a handsome husband or a beautiful wife, and these are good things. You want dunyawi things? When Allah talks about dunya in Quran, how does Allah talk about dunya? He never talks about like low dunya, you know. He talks about wives and sons and well-bred horses, and Allah talks about like darajah a'la of life. Even dunya, when he talks about dunya, it's like the real dunya, not what we're living. So even dunyavi ambition is good. We should have ambition. Ambition is something also that we have to have. Like we said, if your ambition is just dunya, your value is... We won't say it because they already they got me labeled like this dude gets on the mimbar and says what he wants, and mimbar Imam Ali, how dare you? It's a chair. One time I got on the top step of the mimbar, right, and they asked me, how come you sit down up there? I said, that's where you put the cup holder. Where was I supposed to sit? So if your ambition is just in what you can eat, if we have an ambition that's just about what we can eat, then our value is it's what comes out of us. We have to have big ambition, deeni ambition also, and that's one of the things that we need to grow spiritually also. We have to want more. This deen, we said it last night, is created for those who have ambition, for those who want more. And it's not for those who are satisfied. If you're satisfied, please, today's what, Saturday? Tomorrow morning, you can go to church. You don't want no more, you want somebody else to pay your bill for you? Jesus died for your sins, go there. A lot of times y'all get mad if I send you to church, right? I've been there. Maybe if you go to church, you'll learn something and you'll come back even a stronger believer, inshallah. So deen is for those who have ambition. Deen is for those who want to grow. Khair. Send us salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wajjil farajahum. Deen is about improvement and progress and growth. And last night we mentioned the hadith of Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam, where Imam Sadiq said, a person whose 2 days are the same, his yesterday and his today are the same, that person is mal'un. He's accursed. And the person whose days get worse, yani today is better than tomorrow will be, your days are getting worse, then death is better for that person, says Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam. Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So just to finish up our wrapping up of it all, last night really what our point was, that one thing that holds us back from growing spiritually is that we interpret the religion to be hard, and this is a problem. This is a real problem in our spiritual development and in our practice of Deen Islam, that when we look at the religion, we interpret it to be hard. When we look at the things that we're allowed to do and the things that we're not allowed to do, all our focus is on the short list of haramat. All of our attention is on that. It's like 10 things that are haram, and all our attention is on that. And we pay like no attention in our tahleel and interpretation of deen to the multiple thousands, if not millions of things that are halal. Our interpretation of religion, most of the time, is that it's something hard. And if you ask most Muslims that go to the masjid, how hard do you think it is to be a good Muslim? They're going to say, oh, it's so very hard. No, it's not. And we mentioned this last night, that Quran says that in numerous places that religion is not hard. What Allah has asked from us, and especially you look at what's wajib, it's not difficult at all. It's not a hard religion. And we've used salat as an example before. It's 15 minutes a day. And we've said this before, you won't grow spiritually from that 15 minutes a day. And people don't like to hear that either, right? You have to make your salat. You got to go make your 5 daily prayers. You must. But your spiritual growth is going to be found in what you do off the prayer mat. It's what you do between Fajr and Dhuhr that you're going to grow spiritually. And that doesn't mean quit your jobs. Because a lot of us like, we mean, oh, I'm going to quit my job and go live in the desert and make dua all day. You've destroyed yourself. No, it's starting work with Bismillah. It's actually doing good work for people. Like, you know, you're a mechanic. I'm a mechanic. A lot of times you go to a mechanic shop and there's always leftover bolts. We call it weight reduction. Right? We're increasing your fuel mileage. You don't need these bolts. Huh? It means going to work and doing good work for people. With a niyat mukhlis. This is where spiritual growth is going to happen. Right? But Allah makes it wajib to put in those 5 prayers a day. And it's easy. This religion is easy. And one of the things that holds us back is this thought that it is hard. And we have to wean ourselves off of that idea, insha'Allah. We read this verse of Quran. It's a beautiful verse of Quran in the khutbah. Let's read it again so that way we can move forward, insha'Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَأَمَّا مَنْ آمَنَ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا. And as for him who believes and does acts good deeds, because I'm going to translate it this way because it has to do with our discussion for tonight. وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا. Here they translate it as and does good deeds, right? It's more than that. That his actions, all of his actions are salih. It's not just that he does amal saleh like salat, and amal saleh like sadaqah, and amal saleh like fasting, and amal saleh like reading Quran. No, Baba, amal saleh with your family, amal saleh with your neighbors, amal saleh sadaqah at work, amal saleh at school. You know, one of the shuhada died in battle. He was a shaheed, and Prophet was burying him. And once he buried him and they were going away from the grave, then Prophet said, Allahu Akbar. And they said, Prophet, what's the matter? They said, he's being squeezed by the grave now. This is his torture. He's being squeezed by the grave. And the companion said, but he's a shaheed. He's a martyr in the way of Islam. We thought that they don't get any judgment or punishment, that they just go straight into paradise. Prophet says, bad akhlaq with your family has this effect. Yani, even if you're a shaheed, a martyr in the cause of Allah, and you had bad akhlaq with your family, this amal saleh. We talk about amal saleh, this amal saleh. A lot of us, we're very nice when we go to school, and we're very nice at work, and we're very nice with the kuffar outside. But you come in the masjid or you go home with the Muslims, now you're rough and you're tough, and you got it done koluft all of a sudden. This is a sign of nifaq. So khair, let's move on. This verse, it talks about, and as for him who believes and does good, he shall have a good reward, and we shall speak an easy word of our command. Allah makes the religion easy. His commands are easy. Everywhere Iman is mentioned in Quran, Amal is mentioned with it. There might be, and maybe I don't read enough Quran, but I haven't come across a place yet where Iman comes without Amal. You do your homework, try to find one, I don't know. Iman and Amal come hand in hand. And this evening, that's really what we want to discuss with each other, because now we've talked about some of these obstacles to growth, and now this evening we have to sum it all up with this discussion that we have to have about growth and development spiritually, insha'Allah. Khair, you know, we had a discussion a couple years ago here about hardships and tests from Allah. And in that we discussed some of the philosophies behind testing and why Allah tests us. One of the ones that we never mentioned then that should be mentioned is one of the philosophy behind testing us and keeping us under some form of hardship and difficulty, that as soon as one hardship or difficulty or test goes away, another one comes, right? Imam Hassan alayhi salatu wasalam, he said that when Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa al Imam Hassan alayhi salatu wasalam, he said that when hardships follow each other, one after the other, then the value of a person is shown, right? So imtihanat come. One of the things that's a philosophy behind constant imtihanat and always being under test is that it puts us to work. And a lot of times we don't look at it that way. And it might be because of our culture. But one of the things that's very insightful about the philosophy of test and hardship in life is that it occupies us and makes us busy, makes us mashghul. You know, we have it in riwayat that a heart that is not occupied, it becomes fasid. And a hand that is unemployed, and that doesn't mean like it doesn't have a job, right? A hand that is not occupied, that's not busy, then it stretches out towards sin. You know, this is what I've noticed about myself. So I talk about me. I'm not going to talk about you, because then you're going to say I'm doing riba. You talk about me. I notice this about me. If I stay away from the center, if I stay out of Islamic activity, if I get bikar Islamically, I start to go bad. And y'all look like, what? Oh, what kind of sheikh is this? Who told you I was a sheikh? You said I was sheikh. You're the ones who put the big picture up there and introduced me. You say, what kind of sheikh is this? He's going to go bad. Now, all of us is this way, I think. That if we stay unoccupied, unbusy, if we stay unemployed in the work of Allah, we go bad. And the longer we stay unemployed, the longer we stay off the job role. And they say this like in the unemployment statistics too, right? Like if you're out of work for X amount of time, then it's real hard to get a job after that, real hard to get back to work after that. It's the same thing with spirituality. If we're bikar, spiritually, religiously, yani amal saleh, then we go bad. It's hard to come back. And it's hard to get busy again. We had some fitna in our town, and it happens all over the country, right? Every town has its little troubles. And our family had stopped going to the center for a while. And after a minute, I started warning my family. I started telling them, look, if we stay like this and don't go to a center or do something in our house or open a new center, and that's what we ended up doing. We ended up opening a center, right? Like we couldn't take it anymore. You know, we weren't going to go to the fitna garan, so we decided, you know what we're going to do? We're going to open our own place. Because if we sit at home, we'll never get back in the center again. And you probably know people like that, right? They stop coming to the center for whatever reason, usually a stupid reason. Like you get in an argument with one of the sisters, or you have a disagreement with one of the brothers, and you say, me, I'm not going back to that center. Like this one bande khuda is all there is at the center. I got a problem with this one, I'm not going back. No. You stop going, you get inactive religiously, you get inactive, unemployed spiritually, we go bad. That's the rules. That's what we really want to focus on and talk about this evening. Let's go from another direction then, because I want to talk to the kids a little bit too. Send a salawat. So these young people, they come here year in, year out. And they hear us talk about Imam Hussein and the movement of Imam Hussein and Karbala and Yawm Ashura, and they might be wondering, like, what's it all mean? What does it all mean? Like, I work for a Sunni brother, right? And he's always telling me that when Muharram comes around, he's always telling me this hadith from Hazrat Rasul, La husna ba'da thalath. You know, there is no sadness, there is no mourning over someone after 3 days, right? So you Shias, Baba, it's been 1400 years and you're still crying over Imam Hussein, and Prophet said you're only supposed to mourn 3 days, and I don't even want to get into it with him, like to refute the don't mourn after 3 days, because we could just take the example of Sayyid al-Shuhada, Hazrat Hamza, and see how Hazrat Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam established his remembrance after his death. Yani every year in Medina they had a remembrance for Sayyid al-Shuhada, Hazrat Hamza. That this was the tradition of Medina for years under Prophet's rule. We won't get into that. We're not going to beat that down. We don't have time for that discussion. But these kids might be wondering, it's 1400 years. How come you say Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam encourages us every year, all of the Aimah encourage us every year to gather and to recall and to remember the tragedy at Karbala. Yani not just kulli, not just generally, but Imam Sadiq says in detail. Why? What do we tell these kids? Like, is this just a sad story? Are we some kind of masochist type of ummat? That we enjoy pain and discomfort, and so we inflict it on ourselves. We make ourselves cry and then we beat ourselves when we're done. There's a reason why Imam Sadiq and the awliyaullah, A'immah, have encouraged us to gather every year to remember the movement of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. And that reason is because this movement is a call to action. There's a reason why, like wherever there's Shias, and the Shias have a little disagreement with the government immediately bans Muharram. Like if there's a problem with Shias, they're getting, like in Bahrain, they're getting out of control, or some places in Pakistan, it's getting a little wild, or before in Iraq, right? When I went to Iraq, it was in Saddam's time, like That Muharram thing was a moneymaker for Saddam, but he didn't allow you to go in the street and do Sine Zani or have Majalis or Hosseini or this. It's banned. It's outlawed. They bring the police. You feel proud to be a Shia in Saddam's time in Karbala, right? Because they bring the police out and the guards out with the black mask and the machine gun. I'm walking around like, yeah, y'all scared, ain't you? What? They're horrified. They ban Muharram. Why? Because it's a yearly call to action. And year after year, it's reminding the Shias to stand up and be active. And this is one of the most beautiful things in our religion, but for our enemies, it's one of the most dangerous things for them. So one of these secrets to hardship is that they put us to work, make us busy. Allah wants us occupied. And He wants us not just occupied at work. For instance, like when we say occupied and busy and employed, right? Don't just think just about work. Work is there and we have to work. In fact, we have hadith that says 70% of ibadat is seeking a halal livelihood. 70% of your worship of Allah, you're getting close to Allah, is seeking a halal livelihood. So this is important. You have to go to work. But now, in the West, we have this culture of rahat talabi, of seeking ease, and this idea that there should be a time in our day or in our lives, and not just a time, but a significant time in our lives, that we're bikar, that we're unoccupied, unbusy, we're not doing anything. And this has become an ideal in the West, that there should be some time for us to just not do anything. It's something that has become a value, to strive and work hard. And even when you talk to like people who want to get retired one day, and I hate to hear Muslims, I'm be honest with you, man, I don't want to hear no Muslim come to me, talk to me about retirement. I'll punch you in your belly. You don't come and talk to me about retirement. You retire. Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam says, if you retire, you stop working in your old age, aklat kammishe. You're going to lose your akl. Stay active, stay busy, stay employed. This is what Islam wants. There's no such thing as retirement in an Islamic society. This whole idea that I'm going to retire and I'm not going to do nothing. Allahu astaghfirullah rabbi wa atubu ilayh. You're not going to do nothing? And this also now becomes another one of the obstacles to our spiritual growth, to our spiritual development, as well as our dunya. The fact that we think that we should have a time where we don't do anything is very dangerous to our spiritual development. In every place in the Quran where Iman is mentioned, Amal comes there. Let me ask you a question then. Because because we're a Hawzavi type of community, right? Everybody respects ulama, respects the scholars, gives respect to those who went and study in the madrasas and in the Hawzat, right? So let me ask you a question. I'm going to test you tonight. What's primary? What's most important? Knowledge or action? Don't tell me the answer you think I want. Tell me what you think. Huh? Some say action, some say knowledge. I think even the guys that are saying that they're saying action, maybe you, because you've heard me talk about this before, but some of y'all gonna get confused, right? Because we hold knowledge in very high esteem. And so naturally we would think that knowledge is primary. And this is why I tell you all, I'm not a sheikh. Right? This is my disclaimer here. The fine print at the bottom of the contract. Right? What's primary isn't knowledge, it's action. Action is primary, not knowledge. There's a lot of people who don't know anything. And we wouldn't call them educated people. Maybe they never went to Hawza, maybe they never went to college. But because of their actions, they're saved. Action is primary. There's a lot of things we know. There's a lot of things we know. There's a lot of things I know, and I don't act on them. A lot of stuff we know and we don't act on it. That knowledge that we have, a lot of us don't consider ourselves knowledgeable, right? But most of us in here are probably more knowledgeable than we think. Out of all that knowledge that we have, how much do you act on? And one of the holdbacks to our spiritual development isn't that we have too little knowledge. It's that we have too little action. Even in changing a human being, action is primary, not knowledge. A lot of times we think like we're going to change somebody, we're going to have an effect on them by giving them more knowledge, right? It doesn't work. People change through action. So if a person has a bad habit, they have to actively confront that bad habit. You can know that that bad habit's bad all you want. You can have all the knowledge that smoking is bad for you. And in some countries, they print like the little nasty pictures on the back of the box. And how many people have stopped smoking because of them pictures? Or the warning labels? They know. You know what works? Action. Action. Action is primary. Action has awaliyat over knowledge. We can achieve more with action, actually, than we can with knowledge. It has a deeper effect on the human being than knowledge. Somebody does an action and gets in that habit. How hard is it to break a habit? How difficult is it to break a habit? And especially you make good habits for yourself, that's good. Very difficult to break a habit, right? How easy is it to forget what we know? How easy is it to disregard what we know? You can't disregard habit, can you? It's a habit. It's an action. Action is vitally important for our growth, yani in dunya and in spirituality. Action comes actually primary and before knowledge. Send the salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So, we always have heard this hadith that work is jihad. So if work is jihad, bikari is fasad. Yani being unoccupied and unemployed, that's fasad. Action is primary. I can prove it to you. In Nahjul Balagha, Sermon 193. This is that sermon where Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam is talking to his companion Hammam, and Hammam comes to him and says, Ya Ali, describe to us the believer in such a way that it's as though we see him. Right? So initially, you can go and read the sermon for yourself. I'm just using it as an example. Initially, Imam Ali gives him, like a lot of ulama do, right? Sometimes they give you one little answer. You come here, ask a question, they say, and that's a quick little answer, right? And you were expecting more, you wanted more, right? So Imam comes to Imam Ali, and he says, Imam Ali, describe the pious to us as though we see them. And Imam Ali gives him a quick answer, but Hammam is not satisfied with that answer. He asks more. So then Imam Ali sits down with him and starts to describe the believer to him. You're going to read that description. I'm just going to paraphrase it, read a portion that I've picked out from it from the very beginning. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam says, thus, as far as the God-fearing, they are the people of distinction. Their speech is to the point. Their dress is moderate. Their gait, yani their walk, is humble. They keep their eyes closed to what Allah has made unlawful for them, and they put their ears to that knowledge which is beneficial to them. Here Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, this is the beginning of the sermon. Here Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam is describing the believer. And the first description that he gives of the believer, all of these are actions. All of these have to do with action. I mean, we just looking at it. He says, what? They're people of distinction. Their speech, how they talk, is to the point. Their dress, how they dress, how they walk, what they look at, what they speak about, what they listen to is what Imam Ali first uses to describe the believer. The first thing that distinguishes the believer in the eyes of Imam Ali is action. not knowledge. Later on in the sermon, now he talks about their knowledge and their spirituality and the effects that that has with them. But first he talks about their action. Their action. This is a call to action when we get together here every year from the 1st of Muharram to Arba'een. This is a call to action for us to get engaged. We got a lot of people running around the country now talking about revolution and the revolution in Iran and this and that, right? And they come and they talk about wilayat faqih. Like this is the only thing that the revolution brought for us. I'm a revolutionary. I'm muqallid of Hajj Agha, but I'll be the person to tell you that this issue of wilayat faqih, out of all the things that the revolution brought for us, it's way down at the bottom, especially here in this country. It's important, but in our circumstances, it's way down on the bottom. You know what's more important? That Imam Khomeini said, "Mu'min bayad dar sahne bashad." Believers should be engaged. Should be in the society, active in the society. This is much more important a value than just simple, some political theory that really in the Hawza al-Miyah is still under debate. Mu'min should be engaged, mu'min should be busy, mu'min should be occupied, working. This is the value of the revolution, not some of these other things that they're pressing so hard on us, making divisions between believers with. Right? So we have to really look and see Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam in this sermon. The first thing that he addresses is their action. Why? Because action produces certain, yaqini effects. Action is yaqini, certainty. Knowledge doesn't produce the effects like action does. Knowledge is hit and miss. Someone can know something and act according to it, or know something and not. Action is primary. And the movement of Imam Hussein is a call to action for us. And so we might be wondering then, so what action are you calling us to, Nooruddin? Really, I can't tell you. Like I've told you before, I can't tell you how to do it. I can definitely tell you, because I've made enough mistakes, I can tell you how not to do it. But I haven't mastered how to do it. What's expected from us? Tashkhis taklif. Figuring out what our taklif, what our wazifa, what our duty is one of the most difficult things. And so so that we can have some sort of summary here, it's easy like this. Allah expects from us what we can do. There's a reason He created each and every one of us different. Different height, different skin color, different personality, different talents, different interests. And for that reason, because He wants us to do what we as individuals can only uniquely do. And it's up to us to figure out as an individual what that is, what we can do. But once we figure out what that is, then that's where spirituality and spiritual growth lays. So we'll finish it up here then. Spiritual growth is not magic, especially for these young people that's listening. Because you all come to the masjid and you see the people make their salat and you see the people read their Quran and their du'as. And so don't get the mistaken idea that spirituality and spiritual connection and spiritual growth is only to be found or even primarily to be found in these vehicles. Spiritual development and growth is in action. And you can see it even from the way we make salat. We don't pray like Christians. Like we get in one spot and fold our hands and close our eyes like we're sleeping now and dreaming and say, no, our salat is an active and physical salat. I once heard a Buddhist monk say that it's the best meditation. The motions that are being carried out here with the qiyam and the ruku and the sajda. Even our spirituality has an active side to it. certain dua at certain place, you have to do certain thing. There's a reason for that. Human being is a composite being. He is made from matter and spirit. His expression of spirituality is going to be deeply attached to matter and to action. Realize something, the position that we have as human beings. Evil can only enter the world through us. Lions are not evil. I'm from Florida. They got mad when the killer whale ate the trainer, drowned the trainer, right? The name of this thing is killer whale. The name of this thing is not cuddle whale. It's not snuggle whale. This whale is a killer whale. What he does is kill. And he's not bad for doing it. He's not evil. That way, we're mad at the whale because he ate the trainer, right? And we think the whale's evil. The whale is not bad. That killer whale was doing what killer whales do. They kill. Okay? He's not evil. Dogs aren't evil. Cats aren't evil. Mosquitoes, as much as we might like them, are not evil. Evil only comes into this realm through people, through humans. There is no other way into this universe for evil to enter except through us and through our actions. Our spirituality is deeply attached to what we do. Our development is deeply attached to what we do. And it doesn't mean like we said, like you quit your job and you now go live in a mountain. No, you go to your job that you do right now, but you go with Bismillah and you turn it into Ibadat. You go to school, the same class that you go to now, but you begin with Bismillah and you make a niyat for yourself and an intention that's full of ambition, and it becomes ibadat. It becomes worship. Don't go and say, I'm going to go to college so I can make money. Go and say, I'm going to go to college, become an exceptionally wealthy person that with some of my wealth I can help Islam. And you have big ambition. I don't want to just get rich so I can enjoy. I want to get rich so I can enjoy and help and work and be active. Now you've got big ambition. And this is what turns everything else into ibadat. It turns work into worship. It turns school into worship. Work, be active, have a huge ambition. A lot of times we don't have ambition because we're hopeless in ourselves. Think big. Have big plans. Me, I don't want to just confront the local center that's doing things wrong in our community. I don't want to just confront, one organization in the nation that's doing things wrong. But I want to turn over the whole system. Y'all saw me wearing my Trump shirt yesterday. What, you thought I was kidding? And I'm going to vote for him again. He's destroyed the Republican Party. Hillary could have never did that. And he did it before he was elected. He's cut away every major ally from us. You could have given Hillary 5 terms. She'd have never did that. But this guy is fantastic. We want to turn over the whole system, Baba. Have big ambition. You want to do big things. Aim high. Be active. And this is what Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, this is what this movement calls us towards. It's action. Even you look at the way that Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam begins his movement. Yani from the beginning, he makes it very clear that he is about action. Look, when they come and they demand the bay'at from Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam, he had a few choices. He could have done like many people and just given the bay'at. Just give the bay'ah. You're under force. They're going to kill you if you don't. Give the bay'ah. Nobody's going to blame you. Give the bay'ah. He could have done that. He could have done what other people did, right? Other people snuck out of town. They escaped from town, going through the back roads by night, right? What does Imam Hussein do? He's showing you that he's about action. He packs up and leaves town in broad daylight on the main highway headed towards Mecca. And understand, Mecca in that time, especially coming on to the Hajj, that Mecca's beginning to fill up with Hujjaj and pilgrims, right? During that time, that's the best place to go to be active and to spread the word of his revolution, because now his message will reach the four corners of the Islamic Empire in no time at all. Because when the Hajj is finished and those Hajjis disperse, they'll go back home and they'll say, we heard the speech of Hussein ibn Ali in Mecca. He led the dua of Arafah for us at the Hajj. And they would have heard the message of Imam Hussein. Imam Hussein, he didn't sneak out of town, he didn't run away, he didn't give up. He goes to the place to start a movement, like the best place to go to start a movement, he goes there. And he goes there in broad daylight with everyone in his family. Like, he didn't try to travel light and quick. He takes everybody with him. And when he's packing up in Medina, it's like he's making a show of it. To show the people that I'm leaving, look at me. This is a call to the people. Pay attention. Look at the actions of Hussein ibn Ali alayhi salam. Recognize what's going on. So this is a call to action of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Perhaps there's maybe no better example of this sentiment, this value in the movement, than Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam himself. You look at the life of Imam Hussein, not once can we find a time where we can see Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam was bikar, where there was nothing to be done and Imam Hussein was just sitting down twiddling his thumbs. Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, his movement, it's built on action. He's the example of this action. You know, on the night of Ashura, I forget which one of these companions, I want to say Zuhair ibn Qayn, but I could be wrong. One of his companions comes out to kind of patrol the perimeter of the camp, to make sure that the perimeter of the camp of Imam Hussein is safe. And as he comes out, there's someone moving in the darkness. And this companion of Imam Hussein, immediately he's on the guard. Is this an enemy sneaking into the camp of Imam Hussein? And so he calls out to the person, and when the person answers, he sees that this is Imam Hussein himself. He says, Imam, what are you doing out here on the perimeter of the camp in the darkness of the night? Imam Hussein says, these thorns are all over the floor here. There's thorns all over the ground here. I've come out to pick them up because tomorrow my children will be running around here. And in the dead of the night, Hussein, you can't find yourself to go take a little rest. Go read some Quran. Go recite some dua. Hussein is a man of action. We're learning from Hussein. Yani, do what you can do at the time that you can do it. Hussein says, now, in the darkness of the night, it's a good time. No one will see me. I'll be able to go out and find these thorns, because my children will be running amongst these thorns at nightfall tomorrow night. Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, he's the epitome of action. Never once does he surrender. Never once does he give up. And even At his final moments, when the enemy is surrounding him and coming to kill him, Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, at that moment, he's engaged in action. He's not crying. He hasn't given up. He's not trembling in fear. He's reaching out and telling his grandfather, I'm coming to you, grandfather. You know, Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salatu wasalam, he could never bring himself to speak fully about what happened at Karbala. One of the first Imams that we really hear fully about Karbala from is Imam Muhammad Baqir. Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salatu wasalam, it was very difficult for him to recount these details. But it was difficult for him to walk in the alley where the butchers were. You know, after Karbala, Imam Zainul Abidin rarely walked down this alley where the butchers were in Medina. And when he did, he would stop and ask the butchers, when you killed this sheep, do you know it's recommended that you should give that sheep water to drink before you kill it? And the butcher would say, yes, Imam, we gave this animal water. Imam Zainul Abidin would say, do you know it's recommended that these animals, they should never see the weapon that they are going to be killed with? The butcher would say, we know, Imam. Imam, we did not let the sheep see the blade that we had to kill it with. Imam Hussein says, you know, it's makruh to, Imam Zainul Abidin says, you know, it's makruh to kill the animals in front of other animals. And only after the butcher had assured him that he had followed all these mustahabat, Imam Zainul Abidin, he would say, you know, they didn't do any of these things with my father. They killed him while he was thirsty. He saw the blade that they used to cut his throat with. His companions and his family members were killed before his eyes. Imam Hussein, they did not even follow the mustahabat for killing an animal when they killed Imam Hussein. You know, after the martyrdom of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, we see that one of the things that marks him as a person of action is the way that they try to cover up the scene. Yani, they trample the bodies. The body of Imam Hussein, they trample the body. They cut off all of the heads. They mutilate the bodies. And they don't allow the traces of this massacre to remain. Yani, the memory of this massacre to remain. They don't allow any shrine, masalan, any remembrance to be built there. Because they want the memory of Imam Hussein's action to be removed. وَلَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ الْعَلِيُّ الْعَظِيمِ وَلَعْنَةُ اللَّهِ عَلَىٰ قَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ آمين رب العالمين يا حسين صلى على محمد.
Zainab's in Karbala crying in pain. Zainab's in Karbala crying in pain. Oh my dear brother, where are you, Hussein? Zainab's in Karbala crying in pain. Zainab's in Karbala. Oh my dear brother, where are you, Hussein? Oh my Hussein, 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 everyone, oh my Hussein, oh my Hussein, oh my Hussein, oh my Hussein, wow, mashallah. Hussein, Zainab's in Karbala crying in pain. Zainab's in Karbala crying in pain. Oh my dear brother, where are you, Hussein? Zainab's in Karbala crying in pain. Zainab's in Karbala crying in pain. Oh my dear brother, where are you, Hussein? Oh my Hussein, oh my Hussein, oh my Hussein, oh my Hussein, oh my Hussein. Hussein, oh my Hussein, oh my Hussein, oh my Hussein, oh my Hussein. MashaAllah. Oh my Hussein, after the bloodshed and after the wars, after her sons would lay cut up in thirst, after they dragged her without all her clothes, for months in a prison her husband now knows. Oh my dear wife, you were so young, your hair is now white. Husband of mine, your Zainab has seen the worst day in sight. We are the Prophet's own family and blood, the ship of salvation when lost in the flood. Our doorsteps were known by you beggars the most. Is this how you treat us, the heavenly host? If you will leave and want to do wrong, then we are the ones. Leave us till death, but Hassan and he are Prophet's own sons. Zainab's in Karbala crying in pain. Oh my dear brother, where are you, Hussein? Zainab's in Karbala crying in pain. Oh my dear brother, where are you, Hussein? Oh my Hussein, 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 oh my Hussein. Out of the tents came the son of Hussein, who looked like the Prophet and bore Ali's name. He fought off the thongs with a Hashemi sword, defending his mother, his father, his lord. The youth was brought down, the truth was brought down, and falsehood fulfilled. And from afar it looked like to us the Prophet was killed. Here is Hussein with an infant in arm. The hand of a father protect him from harm, from thirst and from hunger, from cold and from heat. He lays down his baby by enemy's feet. This is my son, please for a child's thirst have respect. How can I say the arrow that pierced your white baby's neck? Zainab's in Karbala crying in pain. Oh my dear brother, where are you, Hussein? Zainab's in Karbala crying in pain. Oh my dear brother, where are you, Hussein? Oh my Hussein, 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 oh my Hussein. ای mirror of پیامبر خدا حافظ خدا حافظ mirror of پیامبر خدا حافظ خدا reflection of حیدر خدا حافظ خدا my most precious treasure خدا حافظ خدا حافظ my علی اکبر خدا حافظ everyone خدا mirror of پیامبر everyone خدا حافظ ای mirror of پیامبر خدا حافظ reflection of حیدر خدا حافظ my most precious treasure خدا حافظ my علی اکبر خدا حافظ your turn to come as now waladi my heart is in pieces waladi all the women and children lined up to bid you a farewell waladi your turn to leave has come waladi my heart is in pieces waladi all the women and children lined up to bid you a farewell waladi ali Ali Akbar 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 waladi Akbar waladi refuge of Sakina Khuda Hafiz Khuda Hafiz refuge of Sakina everyone Khuda Hafiz Khuda Hafiz my most precious treasure Khuda Hafiz comrade of great Abbas Khuda Hafiz let me die when you pass Khuda Hafiz Khuda curses to the one hiding in waiting to slay my flower Ali. Oh God, may your father never see his flower in this state. Waladi, curses to the one hiding in waiting to slay my flower Ali. Oh God, may your father never see his flower in this state. Waladi, Ali, Ali, Akbar. ولدي علي علي أكبر علي علي أكبر ولدي 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 ولدي my beloved youth go Khuda Hafiz Khuda Hafiz my beloved youth go everyone Khuda Hafiz hey my beloved youth go Khuda Hafiz Khuda the coolness of my eyes go Khuda Hafiz Khuda this is daddy's death blow Khuda Hafiz Khuda Hafiz no life with your sorrow Khuda Hafiz Khuda hey my beloved youth go Khuda Hafiz Khuda hey my beloved youth go Khuda Hafiz the coolness of my eyes go Khuda Hafiz Khuda this is daddy's death blow Khuda Hafiz Khuda let me see my Akbar one more time wait let me see your eyes one more time let me look at your face one more time stand in front of me my Ali dear let me see my Akbar one more time wait let me see your eyes one more time let me look at your face one more time stand in front of me my Ali dear let me see my Akbar one more time Ali Ali Akbar ولدي علي علي أكبر ولدي علي علي أكبر ولدي علي علي أكبر ولدي علي علي أكبر کہتی تھی اے ماں خون بھری میں یاد سے لپٹ گئے ہے علی اکبر ہے علی اکبر کہتی تھی اے ماں خون بھری میں یاد سے لپٹ گئے ہے ارمان تا پہناؤں گی پوشاک شہانی ارمان تا پہناؤں گی پوشاک شہانی افسوس کے راس آئی نہ تجھ کوئی جوانی کیسا تھا مقدر ہے علی اکبر ہے اتنا تو ذرا ٹھہرو تمہیں دولہا بنا لوں اتنا تو ذرا ٹھہرو تمہیں دولہا بنا لوں پھر ایک جھلک صحرا کی صغرا کو دکھا لوں بے چین تخواہ ہے علی اکبر ہے علی اکبر 18 برس پال کے پیوان چڑھایا 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 وہ گیسو والا ہے میرا خون میں نہایا یہ کیا ہوا دل بے ہے علی اکبر ہے علی اکبر کہتی تھی اے ماں خون بھری میں سے لپٹ کر علی تم ہچکیاں لے کے جو دم توڑ رہے ہو تم ہچکیاں لے کے جو دم توڑ رہے ہو تم ہچکیاں لے کے جو دم توڑ رہے ہو تم ہچکیاں لے کے جو دم توڑ رہے ہو موما سے ہمیشہ کے لیے موڑ رہے ہو کیوں روٹھے ہو دل بے ہے علی اکبر ہے علی اکبر کہتی تھی ماں خون بھری میں سے لپٹ ہے علی اکبر ہے علی اکبر ہو آئے جو ہمیں لوٹنے خیمے میں ستم گئے 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 ہو ماں دے گی صدا علی اکبر علی اکبر چھن جائے گی چادر ہے علی اکبر ہے علی اکبر یہ ماں خون بھری میں سے لپٹ ہے علی اکبر Take me to Karbala, leave me there. Take me to Karbala, leave me there. take me to Karbala, leave me there, leave me there, take me to Karbala, leave me there, take me to Karbala, leave me there. Take me to Karbala, leave me there, leave me there, Hussein, oh, Hussein, oh, Hussein, oh, Hussein. Take me to Karbala, leave me there. Take me to Karbala, leave me there. Take me to Karbala, leave me there, leave me there. Take me to Karbala, leave me there. Take me to Karbala, Ya Hussein. Take me to Karbala, leave me there, leave me there, Hussein, oh, Hussein, oh, Hussein, oh, Hussein, نادى علي يا مظهر العجائب، نادى علي يا مظهر العجائب، تجده عونا لك في النوائب. نادى علي يا مظهر العجائب، نادى علي يا مظهر تجده عونا لك في النوائب. كل هم وغم سينجلي، كل هم سينجلي بعظمتك يا الله، بعظمتك يا الله، بنبوتك يا محمد، بنبوتك يا بولايتك علي 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 هيدا علي هيدا علي هيدا 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 حسين 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 هاي حسين 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 أبو الفضل يا أبا، أبو الفضل يا أبا، جواب جواب أبو الفضل يا أبا، 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 أبو الفضل يا أبو الفضل يا أبا، أبو الفضل يا أبا، أبو الفضل أبو الفضل. السلام عليك يا رسول الله، السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة النساء العالمين، السلام عليك يا حسن بن علي، السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله. These are the days the pilgrims of Arba'in are on their way to Karbala. Lucky is the one who got invited this year. Unlucky is the one who didn't get the invitation this year. Miserable is the one who hasn't seen Karbala. More miserable is the one who's seen your Karbala and won't be able to see it this Arba'een. Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, I ask of you to invite every single one of these azadar throughout, inshallah. Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. Maybe I couldn't come this year with my feet, with my family. But inshallah next year, Ya Hussein. Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك عليكم مني جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد منا لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين وعلى جميع شهداء كربلاء خصوصا أبا الفضل العباس. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليكم يا إمام علي بن الحسين زين العابدين. السلام عليكم يا إمام محمد الباقر علم النبي. السلام عليك يا إمام جعفر الصادق. السلام عليك يا إمام موسى الكاظم. السلام عليك يا إمام علي بن موسى الرضا. السلام عليك يا إمام محمد بن علي الجواد. السلام عليك يا إمام علي بن محمد الهادي. السلام عليك يا إمام حسن بن علي الزكي العسكري. السلام عليك يا صاحب العصر والزمان. الأمان 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 من فتنة الزمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن. السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن عجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Just a couple of quick announcements. A reminder, there's no program tomorrow, but there will be 5 continuous days of programs next weekend for Arba'een, Thursday through Monday. And also on Saturday, there is the Peace Walk. For more information, please see the website. The Peace Walk will be from 10 to 3. Please check the website. Please, inshallah, help keep this center clean. On your way out, please look around. If you do see some cups, even if it's not yours, let's inshallah all help each other out, take part, look for the cups and plates. And this place is not ours. This place is our imam's. We don't want our imam to come here and see the place in a way that we would be ashamed to see it in. So please, inshallah, let's all help keep this center clean.